Well, I hope everyone is having a great weekend so far. My wife and I, we kind of had a late night. We took the kids to go see a movie. That's why it's taken a while to get my first video out today. But what I want to talk about is what tomorrow can potentially bring, because there are a lot of people freaking out. There's a lot of fear mongering going on right now. And what I want to talk about is how this could, in fact, relate to ADA and the crypto market. And we do need to actually have a discussion about something taking place that is incredibly bullish for altcoins, something that we have, in fact, been waiting for. So if you guys are new or haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Hit that bell again. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So over the past 24 hours, we've obviously seen ADA price drop just a little bit. Yesterday, we closed our daily candle down 0.85%. Today we have a negative 2.5% day. And what we're seeing is a lot of red across the crypto market. We're kind of getting into those liquidation levels like we were talking about yesterday. Luckily, volume has remained very low across the space. You know, when we're looking at ADA, for example, we're talking about less than $500 million in daily trading volume. Overall crypto market, $41 billion. So it's a very, very quiet past 24 hours. If this was loud, if there was a lot of volume taking place, we probably would have seen prices drop more. Okay. Now, BTC back within trend did not confirm this breakout quite yet. It's still kind of struggling and putzing around right at the top here. And again, that's a part of a product of the weekend. But, you know, the stock market was so bad last week that there's just kind of this, I don't even want to say shock floating around, but shock floating around. Okay. Now, that being said, obviously the crypto market has decorrelated from the stock market a little bit, like we talked about yesterday. That's a really good sign, but there is a lot of concern surrounding what tomorrow might look like in the stock market. You know, there's a lot of people warning about a 1987 type Black Monday crash. Now, that being said, Jim Cramer was warning about this. So, hey, maybe the inverse Cramer is in effect and we instead see the stock market rally. We know that there are huge discounts across the stock market. There's been trillions of dollars wiped out. And this is basically what the big concern is that it is essentially replicating exactly what happened in 1987, multiple days of drop. Then the market opened on Monday, and then we saw a 20% single day drop, which would obviously cause a lot of fear throughout the space. And unfortunately, what we tend to see is when there is this initial drop in the stock market, it does tend to drag the crypto market down as well. There's just a lot of retail fear that can come with that. I'm not saying that has to happen, but just understand that potential is there for tomorrow. All right. Now, what I will say as well is we're still doing a very good job of actually just retesting the bottom of this big old box, this retest of those March 2024 highs. And what this could look like is if we do see a little bit of a drop across the crypto market, we might drop down to somewhere in that 2.56 trillion range, which is actually only down about 2% from where we're at currently, meaning that BTC would probably slide like 1.8%. We'd probably see altcoins slide like 4 or 5%, somewhere in that range. And then we could actually have quick wicks back to the upside. Now, again, we don't have to drop just because the stock market's dropping. We've been at a place where we have been so oversold for such a long period of time that it's just really hard to continue pushing things to the downside. What I will show that is very good for altcoins is we're actually at this point where we continue to test this trend in terms of BTC dominance. And what we are actually seeing take place right now is massive bearish divergence. All right. You guys can see the RSI tops are on the drop. The percentage highs are on the increase. So what that typically leads to is a drop off in terms of BTC dominance. That's great for altcoins, right? Because Bitcoin has been so strong as of late compared to altcoins. There's just been so much fear. There comes a point where it flips and starts to move the opposite direction. In fact, when we look at the RSI on BTC dominance right now, it has just reached the overbought range. That's great. There are some very positive signs, although prices throughout the space have not looked that great. And you know what I have to say is this. There was a viewer yesterday that was trying to dog me for being positive. Guys, I don't get blinded by the loud noise in the space and the short-term bear sentiment. I am more of a long-term thinker. All right. I understand that there will be some times where the prices don't look that great, where there is some bearishness in the charts, but that doesn't sway my opinion about where things are headed long term. And I'm not going to sacrifice my bag by playing games and getting bearish in these times and crying and complaining like a lot of other people do. I just focus on the future. And where we're headed to is some very exciting things. Because what we're also seeing right now is, again, USDT dominance is at basically a point of rejection right here. This is where we should see USDT dominance on the drop, meaning that a lot of that capital that's on the sidelines will start re-entering the space very soon. Now, this isn't a guarantee or financial advice or anything like that. And I know that some of the stuff we've talked about before, but that is where ADA tends to perform its best, right? We're still within structure. We're still in this big bull flag that's been printing out here since the early part of December. So I'm not going to say that things are awesome in terms of price, because obviously we're not pumping right now, but we're not in a bad spot. That would be the best way I would describe it. During these times, I'm just looking for as much opportunity as I can. There's going to be a moment where the market just decides to send. It doesn't even have to be off of a specific event. And I think that's where a lot of people get confused. Oh, we need to see it off of an FOMC meeting. Oh, we need to see it off of a CPI report or the announcement of did I say quantitative easing? Quantitative easing, rate decreases, right? It can just send whenever the hell it wants to. Whenever the large entities feel like they've bled out retail enough, because again, you can hit that point where retail just is unwilling to sell. And it's starting to feel like we're very close to that time. We're still kind of following that sideways trend over these last maybe month and a half or so in terms of ADA. So we've at least found a nice comfortable place to set up this floor for this next big boom. So I appreciate you guys as always. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think we are going to get? Will we see this crazy event in the stock market? Will that have some bleed over tomorrow? Or are we going to see crypto just start making some bigger moves here? So I appreciate you guys as always. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below, but have a great day. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.